What's going on, guys? It's your boy Zach here, and I'm back with a new deck profile. Today I will bring my Sky Striker deck profile, post Banlist, obviously, for the new format. The format is still a bit unknown, but I'm confident in making a deck profile since we just got engaged to show, which is a really big hit, big buff, let's say, to Striker. It's a deck that I've been playing for a lot of time, and I never made a list because I am never sure about the deck list that I want to play, because I often change the list from day to day. But I tried this list for 2 tournaments now, and I really liked it. So before we start, I want you to remember to subscribe, leave a like and a comment on what you want to see next. And if the video gets enough likes, I'm going to make another replay video for the deck. So without further ado, let's go with the deck list. So first with the monster, I'm obviously playing free Raya. This is your main starter. You basically always wanna have this in hand, and nothing basically. Then I'm playing Churros. It has now became really needed to have Rosa to do the linkage stuff basically. One, I think it's too low because bestials are still in the format, and for everything, if you draw it, you still want to have one to send, and it's also another starter, so very good. And then I play one of the Hump and 2 Gameciel. As for Kaiju targets, there's still Rysart in the format at 1, and sometimes you really need to search the Kaiju to out some things like the new Albion stuff that Branded plays. You don't really have an out aside of searching the Hump, and the Gameciel are just really good and easy to out, since with linkage now you can make your monster 2500 that can beat over the Gameciel. And I'm playing one Pankratops because it's a blind second. Pankratops is really good, can force a lot of bots by itself, and it's just another big body you can put on field. And then for the entraps, I'm playing 3 Ash Blossom and 2 Ghostball. Ash is basically mandatory in every list I play. It's an FTK against Branded, which is a difficult matchup, I would say, for Sky, and can stop basically every deck. Gospel is a true off. Every time I've opened it, I've locked it. Never wanted to count, maybe to free, but I think true is the optimal ratio. Then for the spells, finally, I love to say that we can play true engage. This has been to 1 for a lot of time, and having it true is a big buff. As I said, this can search any card in the archetype and lets you draw 1 if you have 3 spells in your grave, which is absurd. And in the latest tournament, I managed to activate 3 of this card in a turn by activating the true in hand and then Kagari adding back it. So free activation for turn is really big. Then the mandatory card for Striker, free Widow Anchor and free linkage. Widow Anchor is still an exceptionally good card because you can take, you can negate during your turn and your opponent's turn, and also take the monster. So you can kind of have a removal, which is not really a removal because you take it and you use it to link them off most often, and it's something that can out many things. And linkage is the other very good card. Basically lets you play something like 8 monster with between the free Riot Churros and the free linkage, and now you have Rhoda plus 2 engage to have a starter, and also helps you to dodge some effects like Perma Veiler and LTK basically, which is something that deck couldn't do before outside of Archer's Core combo. Then 2 Afterburners, standard, you could cut it to 1. I like it 2 because sometimes you need to search it, and for good card. Then for the one-off, Multi-roll, I know this is still free. I am currently still using it at 1 because 1, I don't have other copies, and 2, I don't really feel the need of having other copies of this. You use it once and I almost never want to use it again, because for the grind game you just win if you have this. 1 drones because it's still a 1, luckily. 1 share cannon, useful in a lot of different matchups, and 2 OTK, and 1 R0. Just another name, can be sent off Ayate, and sometimes it will really unlock your situation. Then for the non-sky spell, I'm playing True Lightning Storm. Nothing to say. This is the best removal the deck could ask. Evenly you could argue it's better, but it's a spell and it doesn't waste your battle. Um, then I'm testing to Dark Hole. I was previously playing Reigeki over this, but since I've been playing a lot of Plunder recently, I saw how bad is the matchup when you get a token and you don't have monster to remove it or multi or zero. So I'm testing the Dark Hole, and going Manus on your monster doesn't really matter for you, so I can live with it. Then True Talent, this is really good card, and it's also a spell, so it has its place in Striker. Then for the one-off, one Duster, good blind second, it's sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not, but it's still good to have. One Reinforcement of the Arm, because Rai is a warrior, and one Change of Heart, because it can force some boards very easily. And lastly, free Imperm. It's a really good end trap that can be good both going first or second, and doesn't trigger talent or thrust, so really good. Onto the extra deck, very standard. I'm playing free Kagari, which is the one that adds back the a spell from grave. Free Shizuku. She lets you add a Sky Striker spell in hand phase with a different main name than the one you have in grave. Through Ayate, with Diablosis off of the format, I can safely play True instead of Free. And sometimes you could still need it, but I think True is optional right now. And one Kaina still, because it's a target to use during your opponent's turn to keep you alive and to win at time very easily. Then to close off the names, Sky Striker, I'm playing Shusik. You will take your opponent's monster very often, and with linkage you could be locked under Sky Striker, and Zik is the best link through to link your opponent's monster off if you really need it, which is basically the primal form of interaction for Sky. And then I'm playing one Phoenix, because Anti-Spell is still a devastated card for the deck, and it's really easy to pull off. Normal Rai, Special Rose makes Phoenix discard one and you destroy one easy, and also for Floodgates. And then I'm still playing one Dark, one Unicorn, and one Archer's Code. Still, this is something that I think the deck needs, because if you get to a situation where you can resolve Archer's Code like 4 times, it's basically game winning. And Dark really facilitates it, and you can also add the Raya if you manage to pull it off, and Unicorn is just a bridge, because Selene, I don't feel it's really useful. A Unicorn can also spin one card, so kind of better. Now for the side. The side is also something that I've always felt like I didn't know what was better to play, what was not. First, I was playing a lot of traps, because if they send me first, then traps were very good. Then I decided with this build that even if they make me go first, I think that getting a lot of end traps in hand is better, because traps still lose to Evilly and Storm, and you don't always draw Judgment. So, for the side, we are playing free draw and Lockbird, not maining it, because I feel that in some matchups it's not very useful, and in other it's game winning. You just say it when it's game winning. Free Artifact Alancia for Kashtira going second, and for many other decks in the format. This is really good, and also it lets you not lose to Evilly going first. This is for the entraps. I'm playing free droplets. This is a very good card, this Striker mostly. I'm not confident to play it in main still, because Cash is still a deck, and Shifter could still be something that you will face. So I'll just decide it when it's important. Basically, every matchup that isn't Cash or can't play Shifter, this is game winning. Free cycle for back row matchups or runic, and also if you think they will have anti-spell, you just side this and bye anti-spell. And lastly, I'm playing free Solemn Judgment. Going first, this is the best card that you will always want to have. I managed to win some games by having only this and some entraps, and basically slowing my opponents until I get a monster. Really, really good, can stop anything, and is game winning if used at the right moment. So yeah, this was the list. Let me know down in the comments if you liked it, appreciate it. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.